Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. Pleasure to be joined by none other than Gavin Gwynne. Gavin, thanks for jumping on, mate. I really appreciate your time. How are things with you? How are you feeling?
Yeah, feeling good, but thanks for having me on. Yeah, camp's going good, I'm in a good place at the moment. Yeah.
Brilliant. Great stuff. Great stuff. I'm just going to put it out there. I do apologize to all of our Welsh viewers that Dowie isn't doing this interview. I do apologize. You're going to have to put up with me. I hope I can fill his shoes, but I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. So yeah, just a quick disclaimer on that one. But yeah, in all seriousness, Gavin, I really appreciate your time. And yeah, I was going to, you
No
mentioned there about
problem at
having.
all. No problem. The Welsh love the Irish as well, so you'll be fine.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Yeah, I wanted to ask you a bit about your training camp there, and obviously as well, you mentioned to it there that it's going well. Kind of wanted to ask you
Yeah.
about the camp and the mindset of the camp as well. You're coming out into this one off a loss. Does that add any fuel to the fire, put more fire in the belly, to put that loss right, so to speak?
Yeah, like every time I've had a loss, or when I've come back from a loss, I've always boxed better. It's like I get complacent when I'm winning all the time. So it gives me that kick up the arse. But like this is a must win fight for myself. Like I've been training like a madman. Gary's been trying to hold me back because I'll just keep going and going and going. But he's like, right, have the rest of the weekend off now, chill out, have some family time. So I just been taking on his advice, and yeah, I've been feeling really good in camp, sparring very well against good boys, boys who are a lot bigger than me as well. So it's all good vibes in the camp, and obviously coming off a loss, it is hard. And when at the start of the year when I lost to Mark Chamberlain, like I was in a pretty dark place, if I'm quite honest. Um, didn't really leave the house for about 2 or 3 weeks. Um, didn't want to get seen by anyone. I just stuck my head in the pillow and just stayed in the house and just. But a big thank you to my wife who got me out the house, got me to the gym, done a couple of training sessions with my wife, um, and then just kicked on from there. And yeah, just been feeling good. Obviously, a change of camp as well, so it's all fresh for me, which is good as well because I think I needed that. I needed that fresh up because I was just getting stale. Obviously, I was in the same camp for 8 years, so I think you need it. I think it's with growth and everything else, and I'm around a good good group of boys now, which are all pushing me as well. And I think that's what I needed. Someone in the gym who's going to give me the push, and rather than being the top dog in the gym and pushing everyone else, I think I needed that. Like,
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, I was going to ask you about that as well. May as well talk to it now about that kind of
yeah,
changing up the training situation. You're training with Gary Lockett now, I believe, having previously been with
yeah,
Tony Borg, of course. And
yeah.
what brought about that change? You've said that it's good being around all of the other lads, and you just kind of felt you needed it. But what was the catalyst to think, what, I really need to change things up here and try something new?
Just going off the last couple of fights I had, I was just like, I don't know what it is. Like, I'm always up for the gym. Like, I'm a gym rat at the end of the day. Even when I'm not in, like, got a fight, I'm training twice a day. Like, so it's hard to get me out of the gym. But last going off, to be honest with you, I just didn't want to be there. Like, it was one of them. Like, I was just going through the motions. It is what it is, sort of thing. But I think you need that. I think you need that change sometimes, and that's that's all down to me as well, probably as well. Like just getting bored of the same thing, doing the same thing all over and over. But I think changing to Gary now, that's give me that spark, and I always got a smile on my face in the gym now. It's brilliant, and I'm learning new things, which is good. Like you never stop learning as a fighter, and just picking new things up off Gary, and Yeah, he changed a lot because he said to me, "What am I going to change? You've had over 20 odd professional fights. If I change something now, it's going to be hard to do that." So he's just like correcting what I was doing wrong and start to do the things I was doing good. Just perfecting them, sort of thing. Yeah,
Very good, very good. No, that's interesting. That's interesting. Now we'll get on to your fight. Now you are of course up against 6-0 Cameron Vuong. A
yeah,
lot of hype about him already. Matchroom seem to kind of be building him as one of their next potential big stars in a way.
yeah.
Is this a fight that you're really, really up for and really ready to go in?
Yeah, and obviously, like I didn't want to go back down the levels either. Like I could have been on a show, a small hall show, because I sell crazy amount of tickets. So I could have I could have boxed on one of them against a journeyman and had like a nice easy win. But I wanted to get back in it, back in the deep end, and obviously being the B side now as well. Whereas the last couple of fights have been the A side, so that really gets me up for training and gets me up for everything else. Like so, do you know what though? He got some balls on him for taking this fight. Fair play to Cameron Vong for taking the fight, but I just think my experience and everything else will be a different matter on the night. Like obviously he's confident in his ability and everything else, but going in there against me is a totally different story. I've been in more championship fights than he've had actual pro fights, so I think that'll be a massive thing on the night as well.
Yeah, for sure. It's an interesting one, and one I'm sure I'm speaking on behalf of all boxing fans and looking forward to.
Yeah,
I know you obviously don't want to look past it, but what does a win do here for you, Gavin? Obviously, you've won. You know, you've won the titles before. You've kind of gone. You kind of go through the titles that you've won, kind of the Welsh. Then you've obviously won the British. You've won the European Commonwealth and all as well. But what does
yeah.
this win do for you?
It just chucks me back up to the top. It chucks me right back in the mix. Like there's no shame of me losing to Mark Chamberlain. Like, and the way I lost as well, it was an eye injury. The first like 40 seconds, I think it was, broke my eye socket. Um, I was just lucky that I didn't carry on because I was never going to give up. Like my corner had to pull me out because I said I'm not giving in there. That's like I felt okay in there, but it was just one of them things. So this now will chuck me straight back in the mix for big title fights. So this is a must-win fight for myself. Like,
Yeah, for sure, for sure. What you don't mind me asking, what are the ambitions now? As I mentioned, those accolades you've already won. You
yeah,
know, not a lot of fighters who turn over will ever win.
yeah.
The belts that you have won in your career. But where do your ambitions kind of lie now? What else do you want to achieve in the sport?
Do you know what? I don't even know that myself. I don't know how to answer that myself. I just love fighting. Like, if you said to me, right, you've got to spar every day this week, I'd be fucking over the moon. I just love fighting. It's like I think you're born with it. Like you can't be taught it. I just love fighting, and I just want to be involved in big fights, big title fights. Um, I, I want to get more titles if I'm quite honest. Like I got 4 belts, but you know, I wanna try and add to that collection. I want to get as many belts as possible and be put down in history as one of the great Welsh fighters to come out of the valleys, the Merthyr valleys. Like obviously, I've cemented my place in the Merthyr valleys now, but in actual Wales, I wanna cement it like a legacy sort of thing.
And is that your priority in boxing now? The titles and cementing a legacy, rather than some people admittedly say, no, I just want to be in big fights, earning the most money. But for you, is it still the belts and the legacy?
Yeah, obviously the money is a great thing. Like obviously off the last fight, they had a big payday, so I just bought another house now, so that's my boy's house for when he grows up. So um, like I'm over the moon that I've been able to do that, and boxing has given me that. Like it's not many people from where I am are able to do that. I haven't got one GCSE. I didn't have no qualifications coming out of school, no real ambitions. For me to go and do that um, is a great achievement just in itself without anything else. So I am proud of the fact that I've been able to do that for my boy, even though when I told him, he was like, "I'm not moving out of our house, Dad. I'm staying here forever." I'm sure that'll change when he's 18. He'll want to go out, and so he's not going to have to worry about a mortgage and things like that. So I'm proud of the fact that I've been able to do that. But if I can get a couple of big money fights now and secure my future now, it's all about me now. I've sorted him out. He's gonna be sound for the rest of his life. So it's me now. I'm doing everything for myself and obviously my wife as well.
No, that's amazing. That's a great story. Appreciate you sharing that with us.
No problem.
Cast your mind back to before you turned pro, Gavin, for a second, 10, 15 years ago,
Yeah.
whatever. What would a Gavin Gwynne of then say about your career now? What, have you achieved what you wanted to achieve? Have you achieved more? Have you not achieved what you thought you would have achieved? Obviously, still plenty left in the career, but what would a
Yeah.
Gavin Gwynne of 10, 15 years ago think looking up in his career now?
I would have never dreamt it. Honestly, hand on heart, I would have never dreamt that I'd got all them titles. The dream of mine was just to win the Welsh title. That was the only dream of mine. I thought I'll get a Welsh title. I'll get that, and I'll be happy. And then when I won that, I think it was like 14 months of being a pro. So I was like, right, I've done that in 14 months. What can I do in another year? So challenge for the British title. I was unlucky on two occasions. And then I went and picked up the Commonwealth title. I went and picked up the British title and obviously the European title as well. So it's the stuff that dreams are made of. Like you said, not many pros now turning over will ever win the British, Commonwealth, or the European title. They are so hard to win, but like through my, I don't know, determination, sacrifice, and just resilience to just keep pushing to try and better myself. I've been able to do it. Like
Amazing. Amazing. In an ideal world, Gavin, win this on 30th of November. What does 2025 look like for you?
um, big win on the 30th of November. That's all. Like that's all I'm focused on at the minute. Um, when 2025 comes, maybe then we'll speak about it. But like all my focus is now is on the 30th of November, getting the win, and then enjoying my Christmas. But like that's all my focus is now. I don't want to speak what's going to happen next year. This, and my mind start wandering. That's all I'm focused on now is Cameron Vuong on the 30th of November. Yeah.
No, for sure, for sure. And what can me and fans what tuning in on November 30th expect from Gavin Gwynne against Cameron Vaughan? What are we expecting? What's gonna happen?
A big win, big statement, and maximum violence. The Mexicans being let out of the cage.
Maximum violence. Absolutely love that. Well, Gavin Gwynne, I really, really appreciate your time. Thank you for chatting to ESBR boxing. I hope I filled Doey's shoes okay, and the Welsh fans didn't.
Perfect, perfect.
But yeah, no, in all seriousness, thanks very much, Gavin, for your time. I'm sure we'll catch up again soon. Top man.
Thank you very much for having me on. Thank you, Beth.